Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Now, y'all all know I'm a lover of reality TV, and I recently caught up with all of the episodes of Growing Up Hip Hop New York. Now, Irv Gotti is on there with his ex-wife Deb and his children as well. Now, he sat down with his children as well as his ex-wife, and they discussed Ashanti. And when I tell you they drugged this girl for filth, honey, this beef is so ancient, and a lot of people didn't even know about it. Now, let me just bring you up to speed, and then we're going to get into how Ashanti is involved with all of this. So on the recent episode, Irv Gotti sat down with his kids and his wife, and they talked about having a Murder Inc. reunion, but he didn't want Ashanti there. Then he brought up the fact that he has his own opinion about what happened between him and Ashanti. Ashanti has her own opinion about what happened between them, and his ex-wife Deb stated that she had her own opinion as well, pretty much stating that Irv and Ashanti were messing at one point after his wife Deb kicked him out of the house and they were going through a separation. Then Irv said one of the most disrespectful things that I ever thought I would hear him say on national TV. Y'all take a listen to this and I'll be back with more.
You know, Ashanti, we haven't spoken I don't know how long. You know, with Ashanti, it is a delicate situation. She is a big part of Murder Inc. The fans want that. Everybody wants that. It's weird. Just how I have my version of what has happened with me and Ashanti, she has her version.
And I have my version.
We were still married, but we were separated when they were dating. When I found out, I was devastated because I was around her, my kids were around her.
I'm a good chip off the old block, aside from the infidelities. You know, in my crazy mind, I thought that was life. This is my wife, this is my family, but this bitch is here to suck my
I don't want to hear that.
Child, Irv Gotti is honestly saying those things about Ashanti because he's bitter and he's hurt. And he's hurt by something that happened almost 2 decades ago. Let me bring you up to speed. So if you don't remember, in 2003, Irv Gotti's company, Murder Inc., was raided. And reports claim that the company was connected to money laundering and drug distribution rings. Now, Irv went on trial and he's mad because the chick that he said was only supposed to be there to
suck my
wasn't there for him like he needed her to be, and son was pissed.
Ashanti, as far as Ashanti, she's making an album. It's coming out soon. You know, she's.
How does your how does this affect business? How does
What, my show or what affects business?
how does because it's public, right? Is it Ashanti? No.
Oh.
It's not public.
Wow. Yeah, all right. It's not. No. You know what? listen. Let me say this. It was. If we're talking about the show that supposedly I said all of this, right?
Said what?
I never said nothing. It was asked. A question was posed to me on the show, like.
Is Ashanti gonna be on the show?
Ashanti ain't on the show.
Right.
Ashanti ain't on the show. Ashanti made a collective decision when I was going through my trial that she felt this was hurting her. You know what I'm saying? And she felt Murder Inc. was hurting her or damaging her career, and she was growing and she moved on, which is all good. You understand? But if you don't see
But it caused some sort of, I guess, separation. Personally.
I mean, if someone comes to you, Ange, after you put them on, right? And someone comes to you and says, hey, this is no good anymore. I've grown. It's hurting me. I'm out. I want to be out. What are you gonna, and they try to in essence get off the label. What would you do? Like, I think I handled it pretty graciously. You know what I'm saying? And took it on the.
Are you disappointed?
Would you be?
I'm asking you.
I mean.
Yes.
Yes, of course. It's somebody who I've invested a lot of time, energy, effort, love, a lot of things.
Was he getting on your nerves though at any point in
Yes.
the night? Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
normal probably.
Yeah. You know, it was really bad though. It was really bad. And there's a lot of things that I think Irv went out and publicly said that he shouldn't have. And I feel like a lot of things he painted one-sided. He painted a perception that was his. You know what I mean? And I felt like for a long time I was just quiet and I let it rock.
What do you think is the misconception? Like, what do you think was what people might have thought?
I think the biggest thing is Irv always says I'm disloyal, you know, and I didn't ride out and I didn't want to throw up the M's. You know what I'm saying?
During the trial?
Yeah. And I felt like that was so one-sided because first of all, it wasn't true. You know, I was shooting John Tucker Must Die in Canada, and it specifically said in my contract, you cannot leave. You cannot leave Canada. I flew back and forth like 4 or 5 times just to go to the trial. You know what I'm saying? And we weren't even talking at all.
At that point?
Yeah, at all.
Why were you not talking at that point?
We were beefing over the album, The Collectibles, I believe. There was just stuff going on that I didn't like.
Business-wise.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So for him to say, oh, she didn't ride out, I felt like, what are you talking about? I rolled till the wheels fell off. The car was on fire. The windshield was out. The muffler fell off. Like, what are you talking about? You know? And I just felt like it was very one-sided. You know? Oh, you don't want to throw up the M's. What do you mean? When you're telling me, Ashanti, you can't come and record at the studio right now. What am I supposed to do? You know what he told me? Go over to Dirty Entertainment. Go to Dirty ENT. So what am I supposed to do?
Was he jealous?
I mean, I think
because that sounds like a jealous comment.
It does.
That sounds like salty. That sounds salty.
I mean, I think Irv's very emotional. You know what I mean? He's a Cancer, and I feel like he didn't always put business as a priority. That's what I feel. And again, like he just painted the perception very one-sided.
Now, speaking of painting a perception that's one-sided, it seems to me that Irv and his wife are somewhat doing the same thing to Ashanti right now. I don't know why Ashanti is getting all of this flack. Irv was with Corinne Stephens, aka Superhead, way before he was with Ashanti. And in her 2006 memoir, Confession of a Video Vixen, she says, and it's also no secret that Gotti was married with 3 children and kept his lovers all around the globe, but I was his favorite. No matter where he was in the world, he would always find his way back to me. His wife knew of me and our relationship. I wasn't in love with Gotti by any means, but he was the gatekeeper to the lifestyle to which I'd become accustomed and addicted. Child, the reality of the matter is that while Irv was married to Deb, Corinne actually took him from a video vixen named Keisha. So in all honesty, Irv was out there laying it low and spreading it wide, honey.
You know that you lay it low and spread it wide.
I don't approve of Ashanti sleeping with a married man, nor do I approve of Irv Gotti sleeping with Ashanti while he was married. However, he was separated, and it was a lot better than what he was doing when he was with a lot of these other scallywags. So if you are going to bring up Ashanti's name, honey, tear them all down. Bring them all out, honey. And Irv, if Ashanti was really there only to
suck my...
You shouldn't have been trying to block her blessings with Nelly when she got with him. You already know how that went down, and you looked real jealous.
You and Ashanti had a relationship.
It was
I don't
intimate.
Look now. Look at God. He's so intimate.
It's all good.
Trained.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Like I think everyone knows at this point we had a relationship. So contrary to anyone what you're thinking, Ashanti had nothing to do with the demise of me and Deb. I was off the fucking hook. Okay? And Deb kicked
Congratulations.
I was off the fucking hook. And Deb kicked me out of the house.
You're hot.
Yes, I was hot.
Why is Nelly so uptight? Like he has this thing with you,
Nelly's
Gotti.
Nelly's my man.
No, but at the time, there was some crunch.
It was some crunch.
Why?
Because we was with the same chick. I found out about it because they was doing things in their public figures.
Oh, got it.
Okay, so but they was in a video. It was that country video. I think he put Ciara in it. But at first it was Ashanti in it. So he had called me because she's my artist, and I was like, remove her from that fucking video, dog. You understand? Right.
I got it. Did you know what?
Which could have been like salty on my part.
At the time you was dating at the time, you and Ashanti?
Me and Ashanti never officially was together.
We hanging.
We was chilling.
Okay, so then this happens.
Never officially like, yo, that's my girl.
Now, was that from the perspective of your artist's brand? that you removed him?
It could have been salty. I could have been salty. I could admit it now. I could have been like, yo, you got in the video? Nah, get that shit out of here. She Murder Inc., nigga.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
not Dirty ENT. It's Murder INC.
That just trips me out that someone who won't claim you as their own says that y'all aren't together, but then and still tries to block you from everything that you're trying to do or anybody that's trying to come your way. Make up your mind, dude. Irv, in my opinion, is a narcissist, and he really, really is stuck on himself and thinks everybody else is supposed to bow down to him. I'm glad his wife got out. I'm glad Ashanti has went her own way. I would love to see who he's with next, child. Anyway, what I need you guys to do is leave a comment. Tell me what you think about Irv Gotti and his wife Deb attempting to put Ashanti on blast. And do you think it's okay for her to remain quiet? Or if it were you, would you make a statement? Y'all go ahead and leave a comment, and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Now, before I end this video, I want to tell you about a company called Ash Kicking. Now, you know your girl Chronicles would not promote a company without doing one of those thorough Chronicle Speaks investigations, honey. And Ash Kicking definitely passed the test. Y'all make sure to check out ashkicking.com for one of the best 100% natural home fragrance and beauty products, honey. And use my code Chronicles at checkout for an extra 15% off just for you. And before you go, don't forget to hit the bell for notifications, like this video, and subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.